Hi, Melinda here from The Law of Love by MLT. And this topic is, well, what does it mean to be the child of the tree of good and evil? So before I get there, I have to explain this part. So last time we spoke about trusting God and how that's the currency. So I just want to elaborate on that so that it will help the rest of it make sense. So when we trust God, that trust is the currency, the exchange for his blessings in our life. When we distrust God, that distrust is the currency that dark energy feeds off of. That currency creates an exchange for the gifts of the enemy in our life. And we've then empowered the enemy by misplacing our trust. So he can now bestow and exercise his power, which is to take, steal, kill, and destroy in whatever area in our life that we've misplaced our trust in. That's how serious this is. So there's a reason in the Gospels, and I don't exactly remember what verse it is right now or what chapter in the Bible, but it is in the Bible. You can find it. And it says, whatever is holy, whatever is good, whatever is righteous, whatever is lovely, whatever is pure, fix your eyes and mind on these things. So that's kind of like a summary of what that verse said, but you can find it. I'm pretty sure it's in Philippians, but you can check it out there. But there's a reason that the Gospels say to do that, because when you give into distrust, you are empowering the enemy instead of glorifying God. So what I've noticed is that I have to sing a new song in my head and in my heart, not the one that cycles over and over when I wake up and I start thinking about my frustrations with work, my frustrations with how things are going, the same old stories, how life is just rough, or there's too many responsibilities, or I'm unworthy, or unlovable, or stuck, or poor, or ugly, or an idiot, whatever it is that, flows through your mind. And especially when you're waking up, that sets the course for your day if you're going to be depleted or refreshed and renewed. So when you wake up, unless you had a striking dream that you can remember, usually you wake up for a moment and you feel like a blank slate and you're ready to start the day. And that was God's gift to you. Another Bible verse, don't remember exactly which chapter, which book it is in, but it says, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." I think it's in Psalms, but you can feel free to write something in the comments. I might be wrong. But it does say, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." That's God's gift to you. You get to start a new day, and at that moment, there's no mistakes in it. Now, the song or the story that you keep repeating and that you keep rehearsing after that moment is either your offering to God or you're offering to a lesser being, a darker energy. And what you choose to focus on in that moment is critical because it will begin the cycle of depletion, leaving you vulnerable to every attack of the enemies in your life, or it will leave you feeling renewed and restored, and it will open the door for the strength of God to be poured out for you. I need to point this out also. Some days when you're creating this new song that you can rehearse in your brain, the same way we rehearse, limited beliefs and old stories, you can create a new song in your heart. And when you start to sing that new song in your heart and mind, and you're changing the false beliefs and the story that you've been telling yourself, it's going to feel like a flat out lie when you start to tell yourself the truth. That's the funny paradox to this. The truth feels like a lie because it's so foreign and unfamiliar to you. The lie feels like the truth because it's so familiar and it's much easier to grasp. But you've been lying to yourself all the years anyway, so you might as well lie with truth. And then eventually it will click that this new perceived lie is actually the truth. And if you sing it enough, you replay it in your mind over and over enough, not only will you truly believe it, you will see it. around you and in you. So you have to sing a new song. You have to stop eating from the same tree, the tree of good and evil, and start eating from the tree of life. You don't have to remain a child of the tree of good and evil. You can make a choice to become the child of the tree of life. What you consume here, what you consume here, what you consume here, that becomes you. It is so important that you pay attention to the information being received in all forms of energy and how it's entering into your being, because it will become like integrated with you. The tree of life was the original way, highlighting the word way here. That was our first parents, they forsake it. The tree of life is the truth, not a limited projection of reality. There's a quote in my book from Idris in 2020, and it's quoted there where it states that what we see is a limited projection of reality, but the tree of life, matter is a limited projection of reality, but the truth is not. And the tree of life is life. So the tree of life was the original way. The tree of life is the truth, which is not a limited projection. And the tree of life is life itself. There is only one other being that goes by these names. And he said, I am the way, the truth, the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. Another Bible verse, please forgive me that I don't remember exactly which book in the New Testament, exactly which chapter and exactly which verse it is, but I do remember these Bible verses. And the one who said this is Jesus, Yeshua, the Christ. So realize that God is real, your choices are real, and they have a real cause and effect in the spiritual realm as well as the physical. We need to try more to make a conscious effort when we're being distracted by the enemy to focus on lesser things, that we intentionally distract ourselves from him and focus on the things of God instead. By doing this, we've joined forces with God, who is well pleased and who will shield you. And now your faith, that trust currency, will create a new story, a new song in you that is carried out into eternity. Now God will move on your behalf. God will move for you because you gave him the tool to work with, which is that trust. And because you stepped out of the way. And that also pushes the enemy out of the way. So have faith in love, have faith in truth, have faith in life itself. Sing a new song, regardless of how you feel. And let God love you and change you and move for you like only he can. So I hope this was of help to someone. I hope that you found this encouraging. And if you remember those specific Bible, those quotes, the verses where they're found, could you please just drop that in the comments? I'm going to take a peek after this, but I really wanted to get this out there, whether I could remember it off the top of my head or not. Anyhow, if you're interested, there's more detail and explanation in the book called The Law of Love, written by me, MLT. Currently, it's found on Amazon, and I will be expanding its reach soon, but currently you can find it there. Have a good day, and much love.